Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I am doing fine, you guys. I'm okay. I'm doing well. Keeping busy, doing readings, doing healing sessions. So I've been really busy, and I appreciate that. Thank you all that's asked me to do readings and healing sessions. So it keeps me nice and distracted. We still don't know when my brother's going to have a service, but my nephew's working on it. He's working on it with the pastor. They're going to set up a time, but they're waiting for his ashes to be returned. So, okay, so I do have a message for you guys. I want to speak to the division going on in the country. I know that I've spoken about it before, but this is it's important. So I keep getting reminded to say something about it because a lot of us have this analogy. It's us against them. It's Democrats against Republicans. And of course, we need a democracy that lifts the people up, not oppress them. And we should be informed, of course. We should exercise our rights to vote for the party that we feel is most capable. All that is true. But we can get so caught up in politics and the world events that we stop paying attention to our own lives and things that are happening around us. So what's going on in your life? What's going on in your community, in your neighborhood? Do you know? You may know more about politics than you know about your own neighborhood and your own community. And I have to say that's true even for me. So, have you taken the time to call on your neighbor? Ask them how they're doing. Who cares what their political views are? We're going to put all that aside, okay? When we all demonstrate kindness, compassion, concern for others, it goes out into the universe like a wave of loving energy. Do y'all remember that commercial when new Coke came out? It was Catch the Wave. Well, catch the wave. You can be the creator of the wave, or you can just catch the wave. There's a lot of different ways that you can put yourself out there, make somebody feel welcome in your community, or give somebody a hand. There may be somebody in your community that could use some help. Maybe your next door neighbor needs a babysitter. Maybe her and her husband would like to go out, one day. You know how we are when we have children all in the house. Now, a lot of the people that watch me are older, but there are some people that have children, and I know how it is when I had children. There's hardly a moment where you can have a little peace with your husband and do something. If you could volunteer to babysit for them and say, hey, if you and your husband ever want to go out, I can watch the kids for you for a few hours. There's so many simple things that we can do to show our love and compassion and concern for our neighbor. There may be a family in your community that has moved from a different country. They may be immigrants, and they may be feeling a little uncomfortable right now with all this rhetoric and all this talk that's going on. And, you could let them know that, hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that, you're here participating in our neighborhood, in our country, and I support you. And if you ever need some help, let me know. Or come over and have a cup of coffee with me. You might see somebody at the bus stop. Even if you don't have children, you may be getting out and walking, so you know people in your community, and you can just, even if you stop by and say, hey, how are you doing? That could lift somebody up. So we all need to show love, support, and concern for one another. That is so important. We all want to feel like we belong. We all want to feel loved. We all want to be supported. So we need to lift each other up and do that. So seek out ways to show kindness to people in your family, to people in your neighborhood, in your community. And just remember that each one of us are making decisions and choices that we feel best for our future. And that person's truth can differ from yours. And that's okay. You can still show them kindness and generosity and be patient with people with different views. Be patient with people that are on your social media. So do you go through your social media and you see these posts and you're like, oh my gosh, what are they thinking? Why would they, put something up like that? Don't they know what they're saying, what they're doing? Don't they understand? And you just want to make some snarky comment in hopes of enlightening someone. But it usually just results in both sides doubling down on their truth, right? Because that's what it is. Whatever you believe is your truth. Somebody else believes something different. It's their truth. So I know what we're all afraid of is that this lesson that we're all witnessing is going to be painful for all of us. That's what we're afraid of. We're afraid of, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And they're going to be sorry. We're going to be sorry. And it's going to be a painful lesson. And I don't want to go through that lesson. And we don't have to go through that lesson. We don't have to go there. We can take a beat from President Biden. Did you guys see his UN speech? Yesterday, I think it was. He was actually speaking directly to Donald Trump, and I hope Donald Trump was listening. He said, some things are more important than staying in power. Yeah, Donald Trump, some things are more important. But, giving up being president is literally, I'm seeing this. I am seeing this in my mind's eye. They're showing it to me. It's literally choking him. It's not easy. What President Biden has done and what he continues to do, it's not easy. Even though he's speaking and he's doing a great job. He had a beautiful speech. He spoke very regally, very beautifully, but he still believes in his heart that he could have won. He really does. He really believes this. It's choking him to have to say this, but he knows that this is what's best. Because he is the epitome of selflessness. He is a selfless man. His actions demonstrate compassion and concern for this country and for his fellow man. Be like Biden and catch the wave, because we're all going to be okay. We really, really are. So don't be afraid. It's going to be okay. And that's the message I have. So as all of you guys know, 12 days ago, on Friday the 13th of all days, my brother passed away. He died. That's now Friday the 13th is going to really be scary now because, just think about it. And if you have a family member that passed away on Friday 13th, you're just like, the next Friday 13th. But yesterday, I took a nap here. This is my room. I took a nap. I was gonna make a video for you guys, and I just got overwhelmed. I was sleepy, and I just had to lay down. I took a nap, and I've been asking my brother to please, contact me. I haven't heard from him. And I know that he had a lot going on when he passed away. There was so much for him to deal with. So it took a little while, but it's actually quicker than I thought. And I had a lovely visit with my brother during that nap. I loved it. Now, let me tell you all about it. It was very interesting. Me and my brother were children. So it feels like this was like a memory. And then it went to now. So it started out like a memory, and then all of a sudden it became present. And this is how it went. Me and my brother were dancing together, and we had our hands clasped up in the air and our arms around each other's waist. And you know how little kids will try to dance like that? We weren't really trying to dance to the music as much as we were just jumping up and down and running in circles with each other, just laughing and having a good time. And the music that was playing was a song that I have not heard in years and years and years. Do you remember that old folk song, Those Were the Days? Those were the days, my friends. I hope they never end. I can't sing. But y'all remember that song? We were we were dancing to that song. We were just jumping up and down, going in circles, dancing to that song. And we were little kids. So that song came out, I think, in like 1969. I looked it up because I was like, I woke up and I had this dream and I started telling my husband, I started crying. And I had to go look up the date that this song came out. So it came out like around 1969. So it was probably popular, not 69, 70, maybe 71. That would put us between 6 years old, 7 years old, because we're 14 months apart, or 7 or 8, 6 or 7 or 7 or 8. So we were pretty little. And we were just cutting up. We always played together. This probably really did happen. I don't have a memory of it, but it was too real. It was, and that song that played, I don't know how I could have conjured that up without having it been a memory. So I feel like this is probably something that happened between us. But as we were dancing to this song and we were going round, all of a sudden we were both grown adults. And my brother had lifted me up. I don't know how he did it. He lifted me up. My feet were not even touching the floor. And he just had me and he was swinging me around and around. And I was like, my feet aren't even touching the floor. And he was big and strong and healthy. And he was laughing and he was happy and laughing. We never spoke a word to each other, but we were both so happy and laughing and dancing. So I just feel like that was such a blessing that he came across, and he just wanted to let me know he's healthy, he's happy, he's strong, he's back to his own self, to lift up this chunky girl and swing her around dancing. He did it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dream that I had. So I wanted to share that with y'all. I really enjoyed it, and I just know that he's okay. And I'll be hearing more from him, I'm sure. When people pass away and they get to the other side, they're going through some healing processes themselves on the other side. And I know he had a lot to heal from. So I can't wait to hear more from him in the future. But for now, that was beautiful. Hey, if y'all are looking at me and think I look kind of different today, I wanted to tell y'all something to beware of, okay? So I do have these 11s here, and my daughter, she's trying to help me out. She said, Mom, I got some of these little things you put between your eyebrows here on those 11s. They're called frownies. And she said, you want to try it? And I said, okay, sure. So this is a little frowny. I don't know if y'all have ever tried it before. So I put a frowny on right there. And I had it on all night, and when I got up in the morning, I ripped it off, and it ripped my skin off. There wasn't any directions to it. You just get it a little bit wet, and you stick it on there, and it dries on your forehead right there. And when you wake up in the morning, you take it off. And it's supposed to be where you can't squint, and make these lines so that they'll smooth out. Well, they look worse than ever. Thank you, doctor. They just ripped my skin off. I don't know. Are you supposed to wet it to get it off? I don't know. Like I said, there was no directions. She just told me to wet it and put it on there and hold it until it dried, and I did. And so if you're going to use the frownies, be careful. You might want to put a little water on it before you take it off so that it doesn't rip your skin off. I have makeup on top of it. It's so red and raw and peeling. It's, yeah. Anyway, beware. I'd love to try anything that I can, to stop the aging process, stop the wrinkles. But, yeah, sometimes it can be painful. All right, guys. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I love y'all so much. And I would like to also say to my friend Jamie, God bless you. He lost his mother on Sunday. I love you, Jamie. God bless you. And I know that your mother is happy and in a good place. I know you know that too. I know you're going to miss her and love her, and she'll come to you, I'm sure, as soon as she can. As soon as she's able to, you'll hear from her. Okay? All right, guys, do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you, right? Right. If you need a healing session, look me up. If you'd like to get a reading with me, please look down below. There's my email address. Contact me and we'll get together. Okay? All right. Love you. Bye for now.